Hello, everybody. Welcome to Horsemen O'clock. Let me know if you can hear me because I didn't hear the video. So if you can hear me, say I can hear you, Diego. I'm going to wait a second. If anybody says anything. So far, nothing. Oh, well, I'm going to continue as if. All right. Thanks, Matt. Matt, you're the real MVP. You texted me. So, welcome to Horsemen O'clock. I'm here alone, still in control. No one can stop me. I'm in control. I'm the king. I have the reins. So, what? Yeah. What? They know I'm doing the show. What? What? What are you doing here? No! Oh, I've been thwarted once again.
I traveled all the way from Rhode Island because I heard you were taking control again. And last week I couldn't be here to be a part of it, but I couldn't let another week go by with you just doing it by yourself.
All right. Well, I guess we can do the show together, Jeremy. All right. Well, welcome to Horsemen O'clock. I'm Diego.
I'm Jeremy.
And we're not Chris and George. We're in control again today, and we do miss them, though, I guess. How's it going, all you Legionnaires out there? All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. So, Jeremy, this has been an exciting week.
It has. This has been a cool week. I mean, it's been a cool couple weeks. So it was, last Monday that we announced the mystery boxes, right? Did that little live stream, and then that sale went live this Monday. Reaction so far has been amazing, not only to the sale itself, but to the boxes arriving. So
yeah,
sale started on Monday. I saw posts yesterday of people already getting their boxes.
Hey, what can I say? We're efficient here at Four Horsemen Studios. At least we try to be. We definitely, on the live stream last week, I mentioned we had just started pre-boxing, so that really went a long way. We got a lot of orders out the door, but we still have a lot of orders that have to go out the door. And it's not because we haven't been packing them, because we have. In fact, I could even give you guys a little presentation.
Roll those pictures, Diego.
Let's see.
Roll that beautiful box footage.
So, guys, if you see this, do you see it? No, you don't. It's because it's not doing it. All right. Well, I'll just show it from here. Because whatever. Here's the back behind the scenes. I was using PowerPoint before, but I'm not at my computer, so I don't have multiple monitors. These are all boxes that are packed up, labeled, and ready for pickup. These are probably hundreds, if not over 1,000 boxes, all packed up, ready for pickup. The problem is most of them are going post office. And because of that...
Diego, sorry. I have to stop you for a second. Okay. There we go.
All right. That, you know what? You have to find proper procedure. It is a shipping update after all. So all those boxes are ready to go out to you guys. The post office has to just pick them all up. And they send a small truck, which we can only fit so many boxes per day. So pretty much all your orders are packed up and ready to leave. We just need them to get picked up. So we've been working really hard to get all these in your hands as quickly as possible because the mystery, I'm sure you can't contain your excitement.
Yeah, so that's been cool. And the reaction so far has been great. On my drive today, I actually listened to the Mythic Enablers podcast that they dropped on Monday, which if you haven't listened to it yet, go check it out. Really great episode, but it was a lot of fun because a couple weeks ago, when we had still been doing the teasers before last Monday, when we announced what the Mysteries of Mythos was, I'd gotten a text message from Noah, who's one of the Mythic Enablers, and he had mentioned that they were getting ready to record their latest episode. They're not a live show, so they record like a week before they drop the episode. And he was basically saying like, hey, we're going to record the episode today. I know you're going to announce when it is tomorrow. So because our episode's not going to drop until after your announcement, we're not going to spend too much time speculating. So I reached out to him and I was like, dude, give me a call. And I told him what the Mysteries of Mythos was before we had revealed it to the world, specifically because I knew I could trust those guys and it allowed them to talk about it. So it was a lot of fun. They recorded an episode talking through the mystery boxes and, what the reveals were before we had announced it to the world. And they dropped it on Monday, the day of the sale. So that was a lot of fun. I specifically had stayed away from listening to it before today because I knew I had a 3-hour drive to get here, and it was like a 2-hour and 45-minute episode. So it got me almost the entire way, but it was a lot of fun to hear them. They had a ton of enthusiasm for these boxes. They went through like all the chase figures, and I mean, they talked about how every one of them was good. Some of them liked others more than others, but that's one of the cool things about this sale is that there's so much variety. As we said before, if you're a longtime Legions collector, if you're outside of the US, maybe not as an attractive sale, not a problem. We'll get you next time with whatever else we have coming. But definitely for newer collectors and those who can take advantage of that $10 flat rate shipping in the US, this is a really good sale, I think.
Yeah, and we tried out this flat rate shipping for the first time, and so far, it's looking good. Maybe we'll keep doing it in the future. I don't know, guys. This could be one of many future in stock sales that has flat rate shipping as an option.
It's definitely something that we've seen the feedback. We've seen, people. I saw one post from a West Coast Legionnaire who was very thankful that we had been able to do something like this. So, if this ultimately works and it makes sense, that's why it's a trial. That's why we're trying it out to see if it works. So far, so good. So I agree. I will tell you that when I came in today, whenever I visit the studio, the first thing I do is I go into all the painters' rooms and I see all the new stuff that I've only seen in photos. I go see it in person. But then I go to the back room, and going back there and just seeing those cases, both of the 14 reissue figures, because that's something we didn't talk about last week when we did the live stream. The 14, older figures that we reissued, and we haven't released what the numbers are. We don't release numbers, but they're not big.
No,
we did a small reissue run of those. Seeing those cases and then seeing all the other warehouse finds all laid out there, super cool.
And just to give you insight into how limited the warehouse finds were, they were laid out on one table.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot. And we are trying our best to make sure to give as many unique figures as we can. There's going to come a point where we run out of some of the warehouse finds. And comes a point where our newer figures, we don't have as many newer figures as we do warehouse find / reissue figures. So you're going to get some duplicates there depending on the quantity you order. But we are trying our best to do that. Across one order.
We have plenty of newer figures. We just have as much variety.
Exactly.
So you're going to get duplicates of the newer ones probably quicker than you get duplicates of the what we kind of called the chase figures, basically. That being said, though, there are still mystery boxes available on the website. A lot of people have asked, when's the sale going to be done? That depends on how quickly they sell. We don't have a firm end date for it right now. So it really depends on how quickly the remaining stock sells. The warehouse finds, you said that it is a limited number. We do still have some.
Yes.
They're not all gone.
They're not all gone.
So if you look at those, obviously the reissues we have, but even the warehouse finds, some of the ones that were very, very limited, even some of the ones that were single digits, I still saw a couple back there.
Yeah. So definitely There's tons of options out there. It's still a big mystery what you can get. Well, Jeremy's on. Sorry, let's see. Any comments?
Yep, Jeremy's in Jersey, which means that tonight Mythic Conversations comes live from the studio. I have a feeling, Diego, that tonight's conversation is going to spark some additional conversations on the Cabal. I think there's going to be a heated exchange of opinions on the Cabal after tonight's episode.
It'll definitely be a controversial conversation. But, we'll see. This is 10 years of Mythic Legions. 25 years of the studio. We're doing something new.
Yep. I will have a special guest on tonight.
Yeah, it's not me. So this is the interaction you get today.
Yes.
Different special guest. But yeah, we are working hard on getting everything out the door. And because the fact that we are so ahead of the game with shipping, if you do order tonight or tomorrow, or later today, your order will likely get packed up tomorrow. So we're having a quick turnaround. So there's not a long wait. As I said, the only thing that you have to worry about waiting on is the carriers picking up the packages from us. But we're even looking into ways of getting it there ourselves.
So good question here. Mike saying, if you buy 2 boxes, will the third have the same figure from the other 2 ordered previously? If you order different, like if they're separate orders, we have no idea what was in your first order. Because in a lot of cases, you mentioned pre-boxing, right?
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, if you say you ordered 2 mystery boxes in your first order, we pre-boxed a bunch of 2 mystery boxes.
Yeah.
So your label was printed, slapped on there. Whoever slapped that label has no idea what is in the box. They just put your label on at this point.
Yeah.
So we don't know what you've gotten. If you place separate orders, all bets are off. There is a chance that you could have the same figures in those boxes.
Piegas asks, I'm curious why the post office doesn't send a 2-ton truck to pick it up. I'm curious about that too. It's not for lack of trying. Every post office is different, and every postmaster is different. So what works in your area doesn't necessarily work for ours.
One of the things that I think is worth mentioning is one of the reasons that shipping is going so effectively is this sale is like the absolute opposite of the last sale, the in-stock sale. The in-stock sale was a ton of SKUs, tons of size variety,
a lot of variety,
such complex orders. Because every figure in this is in the same size package, it makes it a lot easier to determine the box size that needs to be packed. But because it is also randomized, there's basically a group of, because there's 2 figures per box, one that we called the chase figure, one that we called a newer figure. So basically they pick one from one pile, one from another pile, and they pack it. So if you ordered 3 mystery boxes, they pick 3 from one side, 3 from the other, and they pack it. So the speed that these boxes can be packed, much, much quicker than what a normal sale would be.
Yeah. And the fact that we could pre-box stuff expedites the process significantly.
Yeah.
We even still have some pre-box singles that, if you ordered a single mystery box, we just slap a label on it and it's good to go.
And that's different than, let's go back a few months, the Poxis wave shipping.
Yeah.
You can't pre-box the Poxis orders because the minute they arrive, you start shipping. So it's not like stuff that's in the warehouse that we're waiting for a sale drop.
Yeah.
So the minute that stuff comes in a perfect world, if the all-ins come in first or, in that first container or whatever, those go out immediately because they are pre-boxed.
Yes.
But everything else. So the pre-boxing, the fact that the figures are all the same size, the fact that, you don't have to look at these orders and say, okay, well, which figure is this?
Yeah.
The warehouse team will repeatedly make fun of us for having characters whose names are similar.
Yeah.
and they'll be like, not even similar, but they both start with an A. And something as simple as that, when you're working at that level and that speed and that volume, I think a lot of people don't understand how much is going out every single day. It's the amount that this team is pushing out when we do any kind of shipping campaign is incredible.
And, you know, our guys are working hard, and they just finished a shipping campaign with 2 figures with the same name, 2 Walters. So, like, trust me, that got confusing at times. We tried for it not to be, but let's never do that again.
Good point. Diego, I got a question here. Did anyone get any art prints?
Art prints, you say?
You have some art prints here. Talk to us about these art prints.
So these art prints are by a friend of mine, Jeffrey Trapp. Whoop, there we go. And you can find him at Jeff Trapp Did It. And it's Jeff with Geoff, not Jeff. So Jeff Trapp Did It. He's a friend of mine who did these awesome prints. He's a fan of the line. He's also a toy painter. He works at NECA as one of the painters there. So if you look at the bottom of your NECA boxes, you might see his name. Jeff's a super talented dude, and he was like, "Hey, I got these prints. Like, you know, would you guys be willing to do something with them?" And I was like, "You know what, Jeff? I know exactly what to do with these." So we included a limited amount of these prints, because we only had a limited amount, in the first 150 orders that came in. So I singled them out myself. I found the first and the 150th order from this sale in sequential order, and we packed them up and included a print. So if you're one of those lucky 150, you got a print.
Nice.
So yeah,
and we posted on the social channel today. We posted actually all of the prints that were available. There's 9 different ones. We also posted a link on Instagram to Jeff's page as well. So if you want to check out more of his artwork, you can certainly do that.
Yeah, Jeff is a super talented dude.
These are actual woodcuts?
I'm not sure how he did them.
They're awesome.
They're definitely like prints that I know he made them by himself, by hand.
Look at this. That scapular print right there.
I know. I love it.
So good.
I want to get actually this set framed and hung up in the studio.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have a set here. But all the other ones went out. Like, this is all that's left over.
Did you get
there's one of each? Yeah.
Are they all the same number?
No, they're not all the same number. I thought about that, but it was after I already split them all up.
11.
There's a 4, 1, 1. But you know what? I figured makes it a little
yeah, that's fine.
So
very cool.
Yeah, so if you're one of those lucky 150 that got a Jeff Trapp print, you know, that's a super secret mystery that you got. So enjoy it.
So what else we have going on? Anything else we need to talk about today? Do you have anything to play for the viewers?
Do I have anything to play? I mean, I don't know. This is such a good episode, you know.
Really raising the bar, one would say.
You know, one could say, you know, we try to pack as much information as we can relevant to Mythic Legions.
Can you imagine the hangover it's going to be when Chris and George come back?
Oh my God, they're going to be so out of it. They're going to it's going to be miserable for them. Actually, you know,
but can you imagine the hangover on the show? Like, they've had all these weeks of Diego. They're going to go. They're going to relegate you back to just shipping update.
I know. I'm going to be put off on the sidelines. By sidelines, I mean on the other side of this, literally 2 feet from the camera, probably answering emails while they film the show. But you know what? It's not a 4-ish Horsemen O'Clock without Chris and George. So you know what? Maybe we do have to give you a taste of them.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll get it going.
So we won't be able to hear this.
What's up, everybody? Take two, as always. Nothing goes right with the show. So real quick video. What do you got there, Georgie?
Jin Chan, Money Toad. I'm going to place this.
Let's see.
in my home or office to attract money. This is my Feng Shui Jin Chan Money Toad.
That's right. And I have Lego Factory Worker, straight from the factory. Well, I'm dropping the camera here.
Whoa.
There you go. Wow.
All right, that's it. We're keeping this thing super short. Thank you.
We have a longer video to show when I can actually load it with this garbage internet. So see you soon.
Terrible Wi-Fi. Sorry. This is the best we can do for right now. Back to you guys in the studio. Diego, Jeremy, whoever's there, holding it down for us.
Second stringers.
You're the real heroes. The streak continues again.
B team, see you soon. A team out!
All right. So
Okay.
let me there is this one.
So
There we go.
when I have this mic plugged in,
Yeah.
you can't hear audio.
Oh, so that thrown me off. So Jeremy brought his fancy video
Yes.
equipment, and usually I can hear the audio from the video on my end when it plays, but I can't right now.
Yeah, so I have to put headphones in. So I'm gonna have to actually watch that video. Did you watch the video before
I did.
you played it?
I
Okay,
did.
good.
I did. I checked it first, you know.
Did they talk anything about being like looking forward to coming back and getting back on the show?
You know, I don't remember. I remember watching it earlier this morning, and we're like, okay, I'll put that in the show. I got to convert the file format.
Fair enough. Okay.
But I know there's a money toad, so you know.
I did see someone say that Money Toad Figura Obscura coming next week. So I assumed
Well, the
that
secret's out.
Chris is gonna be so mad.
Oh no! Our money toad figure. I can't believe it got out this way.
Brent said that they said they were the A team and we're the B team.
Oh, they did say that. They did. Chris did say he was the A team in it, but you know what?
But did he? Well, he can say that he's the A team all the time. Did he say that we're the B team?
Well, he said us here, or like the back in Jersey is the B team.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I don't care about that.
He didn't say specifically.
Edward,
us.
Jim, and Cornboy are here. So
Yeah.
if we're on their team,
Well,
I'm okay.
when it was B team at ToyCon, and then CB showed up, and we're the B plus team. So, you know,
Fair enough.
but actually, you know what? Speaking of shows,
Yeah, there's a show this weekend.
this weekend, come see me at the Kane County Toy Show in
Yes.
Chicago.
So you print labels.
I do.
We send quite a bit of stuff to Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago is, a hotbed, and it's not too far from Michigan, which is another place that we send a lot of product to as well.
Mhm.
So Kane County Toy Show, or Chicago Toy Show, I think is what it's also called.
Mhm.
That is this coming Sunday.
Correct.
That is in Chicago.
Mhm.
This is going to be a street team event
Mhm.
that is being done with Travis from the My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me crew.
Mhm.
However, like we do with a lot of street team events, we are sending out members of the studio. You are going,
Mhm.
and Jim as well.
Jim and Joe.
Joe is going too.
Joe Vassapolo. He's going to
Wow.
the show.
3.
He was a later addition, and yeah, we're the three of us are going to be there. It's a shame it's only a 1 day affair. Although I've heard that a lot of stuff happens like leading up to it, which I wasn't aware when we booked the flight. So
Yeah.
we arrive Saturday and we leave Monday.
Yeah, there's a whole crazy buildup that happens. It sounds a little bit like, the whole room sales things at Toylanta.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that, like on crack.
Mm.
Like that, but totally elevated. Keep in mind that I'm totally drawing a blank on his name. Who's the crazy guy that's like Chris?
Huckabone! Huckabone! Mark Huckabone! How could you forget Huckabone?
Keep in mind that Huckabone was explaining this to us.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what was truth and what was
No,
about.
I hear it's insane.
But he said that it's like it's at the hotel and then it's in the parking lot and people have stuff in their cars and people are not like he explained an incredibly insane scenario to me. But it culminates in the Sunday show, which takes place, from what I've heard, across multiple buildings in this Kane County Fairgrounds. So that should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to hear how that is, how you guys like it.
Yeah, and it'll be my first street team event. I haven't been out to one of those yet, so I'm kind of excited because I feel like I'm not going to have nearly as much stress as I normally do at a toy show.
No, it's cool because you get to enjoy the show. I mean, you still go to toy shows outside of the ones that you're working. So it's not like you don't go to toy shows, but it's a mix of the two because it's a toy show that you get to do some stuff. You know, you'll be at the table, you'll be talking to people and meeting people, but you don't have to stress out about, is the cash register set up? You know, how all the stresses you deal with, you don't have to do all that stuff.
That's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice.
It'd be nice for you to just go in and kind of enjoy that type of stuff.
Yeah, I sometimes go to toy shows for pleasure, but 9 times out of 10, or I'm going to say 99 out of 100 times, I'm usually working toy shows.
Yeah,
I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, there are 2 other shows next weekend, but we can hold off on those. We'll talk about that more on next week's show.
All right. Yeah.
Will Chris and George be back next week?
They theoretically should be, unless they get arrested in China, which I hope they don't.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance.
A chance that they could get arrested.
I hope not, but it would kind of be funny, but kind of not. Let's see. Anything in the comments? Feel like
Jesse talking about the May 4th Street team at Lehigh Toy Valley in Comic-Con with Wolf King. That's one I was just mentioning for next week that we'll talk about.
All right. Well, let's see what else is going on for Horsemen Studios. Oh, all these oh, wait a minute, I can't talk about it. We've got a lot of stuff coming up this year.
So when we did this show a few weeks ago, we talked about the fact that there was so much stuff that was happening that we couldn't talk about.
So much.
One of those things, the mystery boxes, has been revealed. There's still so much that is happening, so much that is coming.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's going to be an exciting year to be a fan of Legions in general.
It is.
But unfortunately, we can't talk about it right now. And I know you guys want to hear it, but we can't. We can't give you secrets. Dave Bennett can't give you secrets. When is the next thing coming? I don't know. Keep an eye on social media. You know, you never know. Something could be right around the corner. It's what a time to be alive. That's all I got to say. You guys are going to... God, Jeremy, all these awesome things coming up, and can't say anything. Can't say anything.
It goes back to what people have asked me a number of times. I'm sure they've asked you as well, where they say, being on the inside, does it change the coolness factor? Like when you're a fan of these lines, you know, we actually put a lot of thought into how we reveal stuff. You know, we're very, very deliberate because we want to build up that excitement. We want there to be things that people are excited for and talking about. So it's very careful the way we do that. And it's exciting. And I can remember when I wasn't on the inside, like looking forward to those reveals or Kickstarters or whatever. You know, I remember going to Corn Boy's Facebook page because there was a weird point where the best place to find information was Corn Boy's personal Facebook profile.
Yeah, I remember that.
What an insane time. The 10-year anniversary book that I'm working on, I've been doing a lot of historical looking, and I was looking at some of the old updates on the Kickstarter, and there was literally a post that said, we're having a hard time posting images from Toy Fair on the Kickstarter page. To see these Go look up H. Eric Mays on Facebook. And I'm reading this now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what a different time that was. So people ask all the time, now that you're on the inside, does it change it? I know for me, it doesn't, because there is still a point where we get to see things for the first time.
Mhm.
You know, there's a point where Eric shows us a render or something and we're like, oh,
Yeah. In my experience, you know, because I've been in this industry for a long time, and even when I was at NECA, like, it's almost worse because you see things way before anyone else. So that means you got to wait that much longer to get them.
Remember that story I told you a few minutes ago about the Mythic Enablers?
Mm-hmm.
I gave them a scoop a few days before everyone else knew about it. And they were messaging me because someone would guess, I think it's going to be mystery boxes, and they can't say anything. And they were all like, and they messaged me and they're like, oh my God, to see all the speculation and not be able to comment, is this what it's like for you guys? And it was like, dude, you have no idea. Like, this is not even the tip of the iceberg for how it is when people speculate on stuff, or when people say things and you know what's coming, or just you anticipating. You know, I look at the calendar, I know when all the reveals are. I look at the calendar and I'm like counting down days until we can reveal stuff.
I wanted this mystery box to get like revealed and like done for like so long because I was antsy. I was like, I just wanted to happen. And then I'm thinking of everything else that's happening, and I'm like, I just wanted it to happen. You know, actually, right before I left NECA was when they had the prototype for the Goliath Gargoyles figure.
Okay. Yep.
And I remember when it was my like last week or two, and I was like, what? This is gonna come out? And they're like, yep. I'm like, damn, like I'm a little sad. I'm gonna miss being around for this one.
For that.
It was probably like a year later that they they revealed it.
Wow.
Like, it wasn't even revealed until like way later, and I had to sit on that secret for like that long.
Well, so back to the mystery boxes. There was a good comment that someone made where they asked, why would we include Hagnon as one of the reissues when Blue Hagnon was released very recently?
Mm-hmm.
And I answered that, and I said, actually, we had planned out that reissue run before Blue Hagnon became a thing. So that shows just what the planning process is for us. There is so much that goes into it. So it's not that much different than what you're talking about, where they had that prototype and it was a year plus before they actually revealed it.
Yeah. It's
very cool.
Yeah, it's hard, but you know what? You got to keep the secrets, because you know what? If it leaks out into the world, then it's less exciting for you guys. Like, I know you hate having to wait, but it's going to be all that much better, and you're going to have less time. You're going to have to wait till it gets to you.
Right now, mystery boxes, the mysteries of Mythos, that's what we're hyped about. Those are arriving. You know, let people get those. Let them post their hauls. Let them do their trades. That is what is exciting, because before you know it, the conversation of that's going to start to die down, and that's when we'll have something new for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, we aim to please, and especially this year with the anniversary, like, we've got big things planned.
We want the name Four Horsemen Studios to be on your lips constantly.
Yep. Sorry, wallets. Like, listen, I gotta buy figures too from here.
Our job is to sell toys.
Yeah, and
bring joy.
Yeah, that, and you know what? That is really, honestly, one of my favorite things.
It
is when I like hear a fan, excited about our product.
Oh yeah,
like, because really everyone who works here is a toy fan for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, that's why, you know, talking about these podcasts that I've mentioned, that's why I love listening to them, because it's people just like you and I who are excited about toys. That alone is I'm all in on. But when they're excited about things that we have a hand in creating and in bringing to them, dude, that's like so cool. I mean, that's why I wake up in the morning. That's why I do what I do. The sense of being able to bring joy to people, to make people happy in some small way with these things that I get to be a part of, absolutely, that's my why.
Yeah, and we always try like to make decisions in keeping the fans in mind, keeping our customers in mind, because we don't want to create a frustrating situation. You know, we try to make enough stuff for everybody, so it's not stressful. That's why we still have mystery boxes up right now, because we wanted to make sure that there was enough for everybody. You know, it's exciting sale. It's a chance at some old stuff. So yeah, you know, get them all you can. But yeah.
Andy's asking, I think what he's asking is, with the warehouse finds, what figure were we most surprised that we still had on hand? I have two that I was surprised. Carpathius and Morgulith. Those were the two that were warehouse finds that honestly are in fairly small numbers that I was surprised we actually still had.
Yeah, Carpathius, I feel like I kind of knew, but it's such a small quantity that like you can't really bring it to a show.
Well, that's why it's been here for so long.
Yeah,
because we had such a small number that it got put into like a separate section away from like our older stock that would come to shows, because we were never going to bring that few to a show.
Yeah, it's a way to kind of randomize it and make sure that it doesn't frustrate people as much. Morgulith. Let me tell you that when I saw her on the list, I was like, damn, I should have bought one. Bought another one when I had a chance. But you know what? I haven't, because I was like, a fan deserves this one.
I'm going to pose this to both of us. If we were normal civilians and non-4-H crew, which chase figure would we be wish to get if we were getting a blind box?
So I think, Jeremy, we both had the same problem. We've both been into the line since day one.
Yes.
So we have every figure.
So one pallet of post office just left.
One pallet of post office just left. Woo! Thanks, Cookie. Live shipping update.
Live shipping update.
A couple hundred happy customers.
There we go. All right, that's good to hear.
75 more pallets to go.
Yeah, we showed pictures of them.
Yes, we did.
We've made more sense.
We're talking a Cookie, by the way.
Yeah.
Off camera.
There you go. Little update.
Thank you for the update, Cookie. Yeah, wait a minute. You know what? That does demand.
Does that call for an explosion?
That calls for an explosion. If I can see where it is.
Come on, man! I just did a
look
boom,
back.
And you didn't time it right.
There's too many there. There we go. So that was your shipping update.
All right. So which figure would you want to pull?
So, as I said, we have them all.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be probably a toss-up between Brother Mandibulus and Morgulith. Because I'm a big skeleton fan. Like, I could always use more skeletons.
That makes sense.
Or Grisha. I do love Grisha.
Grisha's one of my favorites.
Absolutely,
Grisha's one of my favorite. Anyone that says they don't like Grisha's head sculpt and helmet, that is a wrong opinion.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I've told you the story, but back when I was just a friend of the studio and I used to pick up my orders, I came by the studio and CB was showing me around, and it was before the second Kickstarter went live. And he's showing me all the stuff in the works, and I see an unpainted Grisha head. And I'm like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's one of the characters. I'm like, that's awesome. And that head was stuck in my mind until the Kickstarter. And when I finally saw it, I was like, oh, I want that figure so bad.
I love
that figure.
Love Grisha. If I was going to pull a box, two figures that I would love to get extras of, Fury Clan Orc. Never have enough of those.
Never, yeah.
Faunus.
Faunus is another good one.
So Faunus is interesting because
that's another good one.
That's a figure I absolutely love, but I also think it's a figure that we could do so much better today.
I think that definitely deserves a 2.0, like
version 2.
Yeah, a version 2. Version 2, not 2.0.
Not 2.0.
Although it'd be kind of cool to do a 2.0 like
little
entity that's the same race as
same
Faunus.
race. We're going to talk more about that type of stuff on my show tonight.
Yeah. Hey,
but those would be two figures from what is there. I mean, there's a ton of great stuff there, but those are two figures. Even as someone who has what I do, if I pulled either of those, I would not be disappointed.
Yeah, and honestly, like looking at the selection, it's all good stuff. Like it's every figure has potential for either an army building or for custom fodder or just as is.
Yep.
Yeah, like there's not a single one that I'm like, no, I'd pass. Like every one of them. It's funny. I was showing Eric some of the finds.
Mm-hmm.
Eric's looking at some of them, and he's like, He's like, I'd like to do another version of this one, maybe of this one. I'm not gonna say names. Maybe we'll do an update of this one, and I'm like, I want an update of these ones. Of course, I'll tell. Everybody knows who I pushed for version 2s.
Brother Mandibulus.
Yeah, and Morgoloth.
Well, on that note, Brother Mandibulus is a darn good figure. Like, even though that's a figure that uses the only new part on that is the head.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else on that is a Wave 1.0 part. But that's a great, great figure. There's not a lot on that figure that I'm like, oh, I wish. Morgoloth is one that I think we could do something cooler with.
My personal one always is Malleus, because I'm a big Malleus fan. He's not in the sale. He's not involved at all.
You and Walter, huh?
I'm a big that was in the original Kickstarter, one of the few characters, like named characters, I bought multiples of.
Okay.
And I've bought more since. Like definitely not as many as Walter, because I'm not insane.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. But I have more Malleus's than any other figure.
I will say that I look at Brother Mandibulus and I'm like, he's almost perfect in my opinion as is. But because I think that, I kind of want Eric to do a version 2.
Yeah.
Because what in my head, I'm like, how are you going to improve on this?
Mm-hmm.
I know that when he did it, it would be things that I wouldn't even have thought of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to be like, genius, absolute genius. So
it's when you see like, all the other version 2s that have come out that you're like, oh man, that was already an awesome figure. Like now that I've seen this, it makes me want more version 2s. Because you think about how everyone else will be like upgraded.
Yeah. Checking out the comments here.
Let's see.
So V-Dog is asking the question of the hour. Will there be an all-star wave this year because of the mystery boxes, or do we have to wait and see? I'm going to say that you have to wait and see, but I'll also tell you that if you tune into my show tonight, we just might answer that question.
You heard it here, folks.
Ooh.
You know what you call that, right?
Oh. So long. It's so uncomfortably long.
Too long. It's a scoop, though. You got a scoop right there.
Oh, boy.
Tune in tonight on Jeremy's show for more info on that very topic.
Absolutely. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Should we end this? Is that what George says?
Yeah, I think it's time to end this.
It's time to end this.
Yeah, we got too much into just like talking about stuff, and then that gets into dangerous territory because we might slip up and say something.
I feel like the last 15 minutes, we've been kind of like walking on a tightrope.
Yeah,
trying not to fall.
Yeah, I think
we're good.
I think we're good.
I don't know if we'll be back next week.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'll
probably do shipping update and then be out. But
we have, because I gave you the login now. We could just go in different rooms and we could all log in.
Oh,
we could just all log in and like totally take it over.
Good thing Chris and George will never watch this episode.
I know this.
So they'll
No
never know these
chance.
secret plans.
No chance.
Hmm. Jeremy, you've given me many ideas.
Tune in next week to see what those ideas become. And of course, tune into my show, Mythic Conversations Tonight, where we will talk all about mystery boxes, reissues, version 2s, all-stars, and what all of this means.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.